All right. Pop the chat out. Uh, so today, what I'm going to do today, just get this switched over here. See here, I'm gonna go into the game. I'm gonna start off going straight to the island sanctuary because I have like 3 things I need to look at in there. See what Serna gives us. What's that? I don't know, I actually kind of like that. That's really different looking. Don't really care for the pants. I mean, a dark purple and then the inside being like a light purple, it looks okay. Probably like a anyways. Oops. Sorry, sir. No, nope. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. Okay. I guess I've not been. Okay, first things first. Do you ever get flying on the island? I'm not sure. First things first, we're going to go here. Oh, it does tick once overnight. Ooh, they look a little bit better. Oh, they're sprouting. Yay, what did I... Pumpkins. Of... Oh, not that. So, of the produce that I've gotten so far, there's parsnips, there's pumpkins, there's cabbage, and there's potatoes, right? I find it really weird that the first thing that you get, because you need a shovel. You need a shovel to get everything except the pumpkins, I think. I'm not so sure about the cabbage. But you would think that you would start with potatoes and parsnips. Those seem like the first things that you would get because they tend to, in real life, they tend to grow faster. But yeah. What? Oh yes, we're working quite hard. Nearly finished with the expansion. We are going to leave the last bit until tomorrow. We were going to leave the last bit until tomorrow. But now that you're here, we might as well work ourselves to the bone. Oh, it's a second thing. Okay, that's nice. Cropland expand. I wonder how many levels you get. So, one thing I'm having a little issue with here. There you are, an expanded cropland. More plants, more plots for more crops. Surely you'll never need more space than this, right? Please tell me I'm right. So, an issue I'm having here. I don't know if anybody's ever done any gardening before, but like you see this area right here, it is an enormous waste of space to have all this area and have 12 lines of produce. Like if this were real life, not only would you have a row right here in between each one as well, but the row would most likely go all the way this way. Like actually probably this all the way this way to this edge. So you'd have like a you'd come up here, you'd have a little walkway like this going up this way, but there would be row. There would just be row after row, right? And like this is just a lot of wasted space. Is all I'm trying to say. Oh, there's ample opportunity to cultivate the perfect parsnip and carve it into a horrific visage to ward off island spirits. What do I want to do here? I think we'll go with 2 cabbages, maybe 3, 2 potatoes and a parsnip. How about that? Oops. Oh well. I'm not sure if they take the same amount. We'll go talk to the dude real quick. No, they seem to take the same amount. I wonder if all of the seeds take the same amount of time to grow. We've just about finished work on expanding the pasture. Why don't you sit down and watch while we make the final adjustments? Oh, this really just made it bigger. That's nice. All done. Go ahead and capture some more animals if you like. Seeing them grazing here peacefully really soothes my mammoth heart. Sanctuary milk? I got milk from that sheep? Pasture got really big, actually. Pasture. Dun, 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 dun. Interesting. What is this for? Yeah, so I'm curious how many times you can actually upgrade these, because like that one upgrade made the pasture really big actually. I mean, I guess it could go back a little bit that way, and like maybe a little bit this way or something, but like, yeah, like you see how much room this is, like yeah, this is just a lot of wasted space for me. It's just, and I'm curious to see what else unlocks in this island. Are those tools you have there beautiful? The dangerous tools for cutting things and smashing them up? Give them here, nice and easy. And while you're at it, please also give me 1,000 seafarers calories. They're not for me, mind you. I need the funds to hire a team. Some mammoths want to be paid for their work, but me, the thrill is payment enough. Level the land. Okay, you see how they ask for money and then like they finish it right away? I would kind of like that option with anything that's time based. Like spend your island currency to like speed things up. Ooh. Oh wow, that was actually a lot. I think that's 2 more work things and 1 landmark. Oh, I do need a granary. Completion 1 p.m. That's only a couple hours. That's only a few hours from now. I probably won't look at these ones on stream. Let's go with another workshop. Landmark 2. You know, I actually really like windmills, but this is like the perfect spot for a bathhouse. I also feel like the treehouse, even though I like it, like it looks awesome over there, I feel like that would have been a better spot for the windmill. Okay, we got stuff a building. Probably can't unlock the next area until I level up again. And the workshop. If you take the liberty of shipping them as well, here are the earnings. Oh, I unlocked more stuff. Oh. Sanctuary Fang. I need to go get more of these island palm logs. I found a decent spot, so okay. I got some new stuff. Garnet rapier. Okay, we'll do that for now. And that's pretty much it. That's pretty much all I wanted to do in here today. For right now, anyways. You'd think a winery would have less trees and more wine. Okay. Let us go continue on this raid series. So one thing I do like about Elpis though, because everything in Elpis, like pretty much besides like Median, is really the only thing I liked about Elpis. But I liked how in Elpis you start right here and you go to this area, and unless you're in a party and somebody else flies you around, like, you literally cannot go anyplace else. And we've met Lahabreha, and I still dislike him just as much as I did in ARR. At least I'm kind of liking Themis. Our plan was a success, although I hardly need to tell you that. Hegemon has been sealed away, and now you have no choice but to admit the merit of our methods. I mean, it was just once, so he's not going to, but okay. Oh, I'm surprised. You have the right of it. I'm not so petty as to deny the achievements of those I've squabbled with, no matter how strongly we disagree. Moreover, this being, Ether as thin as retreating mist, unable to wield creation magics, yet powerful enough to subdue Hemethios, has made this ordeal far more interesting. Then we have leave to continue. As for that, there is one among you whose very presence puts the others at risk. 'Twould be best to proceed without him, for failure would have consequences that reach far beyond Pandemonium. And of whom do you speak? A warder who cannot even conduct his duty without aid. In this place, hope alone is not enough to overcome what awaits you. A single misstep will send all to their doom. So long as we each do our part and look to the allies by our sides, even a neophyte can appraise his companions. That's something that Haruhi and Themis taught me. While I do not wish to express any bias, I'm inclined to agree. If my investigation has made anything clear, it is that we are together greater than the sum of our parts. And hope has brought us this far. It drives us to seek the right path and to act before that path lies closed to us. Then tell me, what is it you hope for? To see Hephaestus in chains, that's the surest way to prevent further sacrifices. I'm aware that destroying Pandemonium would rid us of him, but the cost is far too great. And I admit, I wish to know how he means to resurrect Athena. And there we have it. You must leave this place at once, and do not think to set foot in Pandemonium again. You are capable, that much is plain. Yet Hephaestus cannot be suffered to live, and I shall not allow his talk of resurrection to poison mine or anyone else's mind. Life flows in a cycle, this is known. What? Aren't they immortal until they choose to not be immortal anymore? All souls return to the underworld, and Athena's is no exception. She has likely found a new vessel and a journey to embark upon. You cannot be ignorant to the folly of Hephaestus' words. Even were he to breathe life into a body, the soul contained within would not be your mother's. What if our knowledge is imperfect? What if Hephaestus has discovered something that no one else has? He knows all that you do, understands the bitter reality of the world. He wouldn't pursue the impossible. Think, Erechthonios. I have already explained that he is merely my twisted reflection. Is it worth bringing back your mother if it means others are used and discarded like tools? Weird to hear him say that, but okay. Is it worth it to see her once more? Now you measure the worth of your colleagues' lives? What was that foolish braying about saving them? Merely a performance to hide your childish devotion to your mother. Please, such barbs will get us nowhere. We should first discuss. You would call me fool? You who murdered your wife in service of your ambition? For the sake of the star, no doubt. Uh-oh. Know who to follow. Hephaestus' father. Mother. Oh, I love you so, and this voice will guide me to you. Apologies, you taught me that a calm heart stays the course, but I could never even grasp the rudder. This was Hephaestus' work. There can be no doubt. It seems he learned from his previous failure. Hephaestus is cunning despite his warped mind. Whatever took hold of Erechthonios, it made short work of his reason. From the moment he laid eyes upon me, I could sense his hatred and rage simmering below the surface. 'Twas but a matter of time until it spilled forth, and that was when he fell into the spell's embrace. Magic woven with such skill that Erechthonios himself failed to notice until it was too late. This is the measure of Hephaestus' power, then the other keywords had little chance to resist it. We saw his work during our encounter with Hesperos. Doubtless Hephaestus' magics fed his admiration and envy until there was room for naught else in his heart. And there's something else besides. Did you not feel the presence of another? As I thought, someone was trying to warn Erechthonios, but whom? Could it have been one of the keywords? Alas, the warning arrived too late. I had already provoked Erechthonios past the point of no return. I bear the burden for this failure. In my stubbornness, I could but scorn the boy, and Hephaestus knew that. And now I dread to think of the ordeal that awaits him due to my rashness. There's time yet to save him. We can easily regain control of Abyssos, giving us a firm foothold from which to have brave Pandemonium's lowest level. The enemy is within reach. Just as with Hesperos, Erchthonios is in danger of being consumed by Hephaestus' spell. However, I have faith that he will not easily lose sight of himself. The way forward is clear. Lahabrea, pray tell us all you know of what we shall find beyond Abyssos. You can only assume one more keyword lies in wait. The deepest level of Pandemonium is called Tartaros. Your passage shall be challenged not only by a keyword. Hephaestus has laid traps in every corner of its halls. You have no hope of surviving far past the threshold. That, I expect, is where Haruhi will shine. Her dissolute ether shall allow her to slip through the traps unimpeded. We saw it when Hephaestus had no effect, and doubtless even he has yet to devise a countermeasure. Then time is of the essence. Hephaestus is already well aware that you can match a keyword in battle. He will not stand idle while you stroll past his other defenses at your leisure. Agreed. However, clarity will be indispensable to our success, and I'm afraid I must insist upon it ere we depart. We have yet to discern to what end Hephaestus would use Erchthonios. If you know, I would ask that you enlighten us. And then there is the matter of Athena. Why do you so fiercely rebuke Erchthonios' feelings for his mother? While I understand the very thought of resurrecting the dead is an anathema, you act as if grief over her passing should be equally so. How are we to grapple with what plagues our friend and drives our foe if you refuse to acknowledge it? I do acknowledge it. I wish only to spare those that feel it still greater pain. How dare you? No. You are right. The blame for Erchthonios' fate rests squarely on my shoulders. Very well, I shall lay bare the truth, but only after the foe before us has been laid low. Wait, is there a foe right now? The remaining keyword is Agdistis. She has served in Pandemonium since its inception, and her affinity for magic is peerless even among the keywords. Hephaestus knows that losing her would mean the end of his experiments. He has hidden her in a space unreachable by conventional means. Your presence makes mockery of such barriers. The scarcity of your ether means it will be trivial to send you directly to Agdistis. We shall approach as closely as caution will allow. We know where the battle will commence, but I do not anticipate difficulty in detecting your presence. I don't really like this Phantom Allies thing that he does. Interment shall not be unnecessary. From here I can sense Agdistis' essence, but is scarcely recognizable. Hephaestus was more ambitious with her than he was with Hejmon. She has been transfigured such that barely a scantling of herself remains. But we can take comfort in what a mercy the underworld will be to her. What? I have to use, I have to use the restroom. I just... Be right back. All right, I'm back. I'm a little confused here, actually. They said that this was the last one, so... Okay, I guess I'm prepared. I'm as ready as I'm gonna be. What is that? Look at this thing over here, creepy thing with the mouth. Looking thing. This thing takes up like the whole arena. Why did the other white mage activate their temperance? What? Ooh. Boss definitely has some interesting things. I don't play, I don't do extremes and I don't do savages, so some of this stuff could have been seen before, I guess. I just don't. I just have not seen it before. Ooh. Oh. So stupid. Oh no, I shouldn't have done that. What? I hate it. I hate when I'm doing a fight like this and you get resurrected and then you like die right away. Too late. Oh, that hit me. That really hurts. I have a vulnerability stack I didn't even know. Oh god. Oh no, that's gonna kill me. Where did that one come from? Dying so much. You don't want your healer dying as much as I'm dying. I always get hit by everything. Oh my god. The process of raising takes way too long, I say. That's actually kind of funny. We both put our stupid little heart things out there at the same time. GG. That was rough. That was rough. It's gonna take me a while to remember those mechanics. My co-healer. Seems like most people want the chest piece or the body piece. All right, what's gonna happen now? The moment Agdistis was slain, the flow of ether and pandemonium focused keenly on this location, creating a tunnel of sorts through which we could quickly convey ourselves. It was almost as if we were ushered here. The space was created with care and concealed with powerful wards. Only a keyword would have been able to detect it, and even then with great difficulty. Ergo, only I could restore Tartaros to order, but I am afraid this is the most I can manage with such power as remains to me. Has been too long, Master Lahabrea. Likewise, keyword Agdistis. I should not be surprised you were able to break free of Hephaestus' spells, even diminished as you were. It was not an easy task, even with your aid. His curses dig into one's heart, creating a storm of emotions that is all too easy to become lost in. Only by chance did a fragment of myself remain, illuminating a path through the madness. And thus am I able to appear before you now. Even while my body was powerless to resist Hephaestus' commands, some small part of my logical mind stood alone in defiance. It even managed to speak to the outside world. The report. That was you? Doubtless you recognize my voice from the many times I have called out to you. The hope that those pleas would not fall on deaf ears was all that kept me from succumbing to hopelessness. But I have a greater purpose here than simply saying my farewells. There is something you must know, that the tragedies of the past do not repeat in the present. Forgive me for what I am about to do, Master Lahabrea, but the story must be told. It is the only way to understand Hephaestus' fixation on Erchthonios. No longer can you hide your heart away. Hephaestus? No, the mask marks him as Lahabrea. Master Lahabrea had brought an end to Lady Athena's life and sealed away a part of his memories and emotions within Hephaestus. These are my recollections of the moments following. And you truly have no intention of revealing the truth to Erchthonios? He looks so stupid. My lesser half is now buried where none can find it. We would be wise to do the same with our memory of this day. Blood should not sway the spirit so, but Athena's teachings have warped the boy. I fear he would see our star burn to keep his mother safe. Why does he not have eyebrows? Erchthonios believes that he feels love, but he is shackled by dependence. He could not bear the truth. His dependence makes it all the more important to be open with him. He will seek answers about his mother's loss, which shall inevitably lead him to you. Are you willing to accept the blame for Athena's death? Are you willing to accept your son's hatred? If that is what comes to pass, then so be it. Better to be burdened with hatred than the knowledge that Athena thought his body... Better to be burdened with hatred than the knowledge that Athena thought his body and soul were mere tools. Even were I to tell him what his mother plotted, he would ever seek reasons to believe that the true fault lies with me. Or with him. Should he merely hate me, he will remain unfettered by doubt. Free to serve the star far from his parents' shadow. So what did his mom want then? Erchthonios loved his mother more than life itself, and yet, what a dreadful truth you've borne all this time. Such is Lahabrea's nature. Every action, every word a solution to life's great dilemmas, and none to spare for his own. What I have revealed to you is but a small portion of a larger picture. I shall leave it to La Habrea to paint the rest for you. And for Erichthonios, I hope. Thank you, Agdistis. I always admired you, you know. What choice did I have when you sacrificed so much to guide our star to the heavens? Hephaestus has doubtless sensed that his final keyword has fallen. We should return to the surface before he moves to strike us here. We are to face him. We must be prepared to bring our full strength to bear. It was Erichthonios' hatred of his father that caused him to fall victim to Hephaestus' magics. Yet the roots of the hatred were born from a son's love. Love nurtured not by a mother caring for her offspring, but by a researcher creating the ideal test subject. Pandemonium abounds with demons indeed. Agdistis was ever a bold woman. Even in her final moments, she would unearth the secrets of my past for all to look upon. Still, full glad am I that she faced you as her last opponent. I could think of none more worthy to send her soul off to the other side. The vision you saw told the story far more eloquently than I ever could. Athena was consumed by her research, and was willing to sacrifice her own child if it hastened her progress. She did not offer him a position here out of a sense of love or pride. It was merely because she knew he would be the most pliable test subject. I see now why you hid the truth from him. I cannot say with certainty that Erichthonios could handle the weight of such betrayal. For holding his mother on a pedestal for so long. Unfortunately, it seems not even her death has ensured his safety. Hephaestus has taken up Athena's research and succeeded in creating Hemithio? Hemithioe? I know not what his ultimate end is, but 'tis plain it is connected with the resurrection of Athena. That knowledge alone is sufficient to direct our next course of action. As for the rest of your story, we shall hear it after we have returned Erichthonios to safety, in accordance with Agdistis' last wish. Very well. I can, at least, assure you that finding him shall prove relatively simple, now that Hephaestus can no longer bend Pandemonium to his will. There is but one place left for him to find refuge, the Black Heart of Tartaros, where Athena built her testing compound. We can assume that Hephaestus will offer fierce resistance. I must focus my every effort on securing a safe means of approach. La Habrea, I would ask that you assume the duty of summoning Haruhi's Phantom Warriors. I have no objections. My ability to fight within Tartaros would be greatly diminished in any case. However, I wish to deal the final blow to Hephaestus myself, There's no need to dirty your hands with such a deed. I take it, then, that you have no intent to seal him away as before. The presence I felt when I encountered Hephaestus bore little resemblance to the entity I created. By his own hand, he has become something far more wicked. The same magics that once shackled him may very well shatter before the power he wields. On my pride as a researcher, I am loath to repeat the same mistake twice. I would not see these events play out again, so he must be extinguished. Well then, I shall open the way forward. May we finish this together. Wow, okay, it just unlocks it right away. Okay. 1 second, I'm gonna go use the restroom real quick, like just so I don't have to like use the restroom in the middle of the thing. I'll be right back. All right, let's try this last one as Ninja, which might be a mistake, to be honest. Some cool looking armor. I'm mostly hoping that my my 3 button on my mouse doesn't mess up. Considering it's been like super hot, this actually looks kind of it's actually really nice to be able to sit in that water like that. Hi. That actually looks really cool.
Erichthonios is mine, heart and soul. And with your death, none will be left to stop me.
What? Oh gods, I just remembered how annoying the 4th fight was in the first set.
Rest eternal in the dark depths of this prison. From fulgent flame my servants rise. Out of my sight! Leave naught but ash in your wake. Let seep sorrow into your heart.
The Phoenix?
I tire of this fight. sacrifice. You will know my rage.
What is going on? God.
Perish in flame's embrace. Go forth and sate your boundless hunger.
Oh my god. Yeah, my mouse is messing up.
From fulgent flame my servants rise.
Oh, hey, that was the person that was in the last one.
Let seep sorrow into your heart.
Yeah, so if you're gonna be using Ninja, you really can't be having a malfunctioning mouse.
I shall see my wish fulfilled. You are prey to be consumed.
Too much relies on my 1 2 3 over here for my my jutsus. So anytime, like right there, the one pressed twice, anytime like that happens, that is seriously bad.
Sear flesh from bone.
What?
Leave naught but ash in your wake.
Yeah, it happens way too often. So
I tire of this farce.
so that means if I want to use Ninja, I'm gonna have to not use this mouse, or maybe maybe I'll need to like clean it out a little bit. I've never actually done that with the mouse. That should require like that should be taking it apart.
Behold the fruits of sacrifice.
Because I feel like I was actually decent with Ninja before.
You will know my rage.
Oh,
Fool praying before a god.
and I'm not even sure like I'm gonna have to test it actually, because
Perish in flames and race. Go forth and sate your boundless hunger.
my mouse is messing up and ruining my jutsus.
From fulgent flame my
Sometimes.
servants rise.
Bad about that. I'll try to use my things up here though. Ready.
Rest eternal in the dark depths of this prison. From fulgent flame my servants rise.
Yeah, so it doesn't ruin my my normal combo because you can only press it once. But it's like just enough to ruin those.
Seep sorrow into your heart. I tire of this farce.
I ruined my Tenchi Jin. I ruined that. That's lovely.
You are prey to be consumed.
Oh, I didn't even realize those were targetable.
Perish in flame's embrace. Go forth and sate your boundless hunger. From fulgent flame my servants rise. Let's seep sorrow into your heart.
So luckily for me, I have them set to 1, 2, 3.
Shall see my wish fulfilled.
Those are easy enough to reach.
You will know my rage.
Here.
flesh from bone. Leave naught but ash in your wake. A fitting death.
Ah!
Behold the fruits of sacrifice. You are prey to be consumed.
Oh no, that hit me.
Perish in flame's embrace. Go forth and sate your boundless hunger.
Ooh.
From molten flame my servants rise. Out of my sight!
Ah, I hate that one. Woot woot. The person, the tank died right away though.
Shall see my wish fulfilled.
This boss has a lot of HP.
You will know my rage. Who praying before a god? Leave naught but ash in your wake. I tire of this farce.
I feel like so far though, unless something big is coming up, I feel like this fight is easier than the fourth one of the first tier. Like everything feels more
From fulgent flame my servants rise.
what's it called? How to word this to try to make it
A fitting death.
sound like I'm just trying to say it super easy because I died a few times, but like the moves that he uses seem to be more easily read.
You are prey to be consumed.
Than the other one. I'm also getting lucky a bit. There's definitely been some times where an attacks probably should have killed me, but they didn't.
Perish in flame's embrace.
GG. So like the fourth boss in the first set, it had a number of things where I just like, especially your first time in it, you just had no idea. I think that person's outfit, where you just had no idea, right? Like the stupid blanket things that he would use. Your first time, you don't know what those are for. Like, you don't know if you're supposed to dodge them. You don't know any of that type of stuff. I like the name Moon Song, so we'll go with that one. Pass. I can't change in the middle there. Oh, I forgot to change that. Oh well. Chain of events. The chain of events that led to this moment began with my error. When out of mercy I confined you here, now I break it and leave no trace of you behind. This is not over. I see you will not go peacefully. Why does he have no eyebrows? Even a cast-off would uphold his pride, though such an impulse must speak to the overwhelming arrogance of my other half. The name Hephaestus shall grow to eclipse yours. None shall remember the deeds of La Habrea once I fulfill Athena's ambition and bring Erchthonios' dream to life. You speak as if you care a whit for the boy. Why then do you cower behind him? There are some desires which must not be realized. Athena would see the world destroyed if it meant she could find hers in the ruins. As for Erchthonios, he knows not what his wish would beget, a truth which you have hidden from him. Do you believe a father's role is to deceive and manipulate? So, he's been like, he hasn't been deceiving or manipulating him, but he hasn't been like telling him the whole story, right? I don't know. I feel like this story is trying to make me be like, oh, you should feel sorry for La Habreja, and I really don't. You would claim the name Hephaestus and call yourself his father, yet you bind his mind and body in dark chains. Your words and your pride ring hollow. Athena wanted her son by her side, and he desires to return there. What wickedness is there in mending a broken... So, so right now, you see me... Okay, hold on. Those look pretty awesome. What are those? Athena cared not for Erichthonios beyond how he could serve her ends. Like, okay, you see me right here? Since I'm using ninja for this, since I used ninja for this last fight, I could literally teleport in between them. Right? You know, you claim to be acting in his interest, but 'tis plain you are no different. As I ushered Athena to her end, I vowed that my sole mission in life would be to guide this star true. In service to that vow, I silenced the whispers of my heart. I cannot nurture a son whilst an entire world looked to me for guidance. For that choice, I bear the responsibility. Yet he is still my son, and I'll not suffer you to seduce him with false hope. You, who are not but the bitter dregs of Athena and I, the very worst of us. How do I know? Hearken to your heart. I don't know about Tristan La Habrea. Come back to us. I love that outfit. I hear you. I owe you and Themis an apology. Athena, did you ever... And La Habrea, will have my say. How? His mind was mine. I can't explain. Urhi's words reached me through the haze. They rang loud and clear. As did the words of another, in a voice much like yours, but resounding with truth. This is actually kind of really cheesy. We've interred much worse. Wait, have all of them turned into those crystal things? I don't remember that happening in the other ones. It appears my failures have borne fruit after all. You did well, son. With Hephaestus' essence contained in this crystal, we may safely return Erchthonios above, that he would bind Hephaestus with only half his senses intact. You quite understand his adeptness in the art of interment. It was hardly what I had in mind, but a feat deserving of praise nonetheless. Baby. I have 71 tenacities? Okay. Oh, and I got one of those. It's been a while since I had those, actually. I'm still not sure what I want to do with this gear. I might give it to, because it's 610, so I might give it to my magical DPS. Because I do really enjoy using Summoner. I feel no trace of Hephaestus' poison in your mind, and for a blessing, it appears your body is none the worse for wear. What's up, Themis? I made my way here as soon as I could. I no longer sense Hephaestus, and the force assailing Pandemonium's barriers has ceased. Are we rid of him for good and all? I see. Despite his muddled senses, Erchthonios felt that to seal Hephaestus away was the proper course. It wasn't so noble as that. I only knew something had to be done, so I acted. La Habrea, was that how you dealt with Hephaestus in the past? Indeed, he was not but the parts of my memory and soul that I had cut away, a mass of ether without a material vessel. Storing his essence within a crystal was the most logical choice. On that matter, I believe the time has come for you to share the rest of your tale. I heard your words, but only vaguely, as if from under the surface of a deep pool. My mother wished to use me? I would hear the whole truth. I want to know what happened here and what drove Athena to act as she did. I'm ready. Athena's brilliance outshone us all. Even the other members of the Words of La Habrea were as children in comparison. So dedicated to research was she that it was not unheard of for her to forget meals or even sleep. Her mind was ever grasping for knowledge, and it was in this endless search that she became obsessed with uncovering the secrets of life. You see, while we can conceive life in various forms, the means of creating a soul are beyond our ken. Similarly, though we can enhance and alter our physical vessels, we have ever been bound to them. Athena's purpose was to shatter these limitations. Such limitations as we were not meant to surpass. She sought to enter the realm of the gods. Scarce few have the ability to comprehend what such a task entails. let alone the courage to attempt it. For most, a thought would be an idle fantasy considered once and then discarded. Not so for Athena. As leader of the Words of La Habrea, I spoke with her often about transcending our being. From an academic perspective, the challenge has plagued countless researchers through the ages. It was during these musings that I began to formulate a theory, a means by which a person could meld with the creation. The weaknesses of one would be mitigated by the strengths of the other, and the results could be something greater than we have ever imagined. Although it was but a theory, Athena insisted I develop it further, curious about every detail along the way. Our conversations became more frequent, and our platonic relationship grew into something much more. So he's telling the story of how he met his mother. I take it I was born not soon after. Just so, I believed she bore true affection for me, and was blind to her hidden intentions. When Pandemonium was built and she requested to lead the researchers, I saw no reason to deny her. Even setting aside our relationship, her accomplishments as a scholar made her the obvious choice. However, in giving her Pandemonium, I also gave her free rein to conduct whatsoever experiments she could devise. And when you found out what she was doing, you killed her? I made haste to Pandemonium the moment I learned of these hidden chambers. I left Agdistis to keep watch from Tartaros's vestibule as I ventured deeper, knowing not what would await me. As for what occurred next, 'tis best to see with your own eyes. Is that me? You are well aware that out of respect for our neighbors in Elpis, the researchers of Pandemonium are not to be masked. Yet you stand before me with your face covered. What petty defiance is this? What indeed? So quick you are to rebuke me, though you yourself have not set foot in these halls since their inception. Why does he not have any eyebrows? You must have known you could not conceal this from myself and Agdistis forever. As well you know that I cannot allow it to continue. I shall say this but once. Release Erichthonios, else I shall have no choice but to strike you down. I would meet my end at the hands of none other. However, ere my time is come, I will have you know the why of it. Then you will not desist. Once you understand what has driven me this far, you shall see that stopping was never an option. The feelings of one weigh little against the needs of an entire star. Of course, of that I am well aware, but you did not deign to descend from your lofty heights simply to lecture me as you would a child. Like her hair thing right here. You have an interest in my motivations. What possessed Athena, peerless researcher and mother to the son of the great La Habrea, to embark upon the path to her downfall? History will demand an answer, but it is you who deserves one. Give me your hand, and we shall know. Oh. Also, you bonded your souls? Aye, that the boundaries between us would cease to be. She offered me everything to be understood. I found myself unable to refuse. At that moment, my mind was a storm of questions, yet one roared the loudest. Did Athena ever truly? I don't care. I don't like this. I am become the memory and mind. That's a cool visual, though. That's bright. Feel it. Like, I care so little about this right now that I don't even want to read it. It's as if it were my own. A fathomless desire to dissect the memories of life, to strand our mortal flesh and bleeding to a higher plane of existence. An unquenchable thirst for knowledge, not a single thought spared for another, for the star. What is known cannot be unknown. You have beheld my life's work. Try as you might to excise the memory, the seed of desire remains, and when it takes root, you too shall be consumed by the self-same fervor. I will dig it out. I will dispense with the corruption in my soul ere your rotten insight spreads. It was my weakness that let this wickedness fester, but never again. Today I cast aside fickle emotion and abide in duty alone. Thus did I forsake my part of myself that had been polluted by Athena, sealing it within a crystal. Never did I think I would one day face those memories made flesh. Forgive my bluntness, but your actions bordered on insanity. To go to such lengths to escape your memories, you nearly rewrote your very existence. I would say at least he looks cool. That is one thing I would say for La Habreda in this. Rest assured that the change did not go unnoticed by our colleagues in the convocation. Yorm and Emmett Selk, in particular, made plain the suspicions they harbored. Yorm was the chick, wasn't it? As well they should have. That you escaped with your life was nothing short of a miracle. Why didn't you destroy the crystal then and there? Did you think to one day make use of the knowledge it contained? I will not deny such considerations played into my decision. But my main motivation was fear. I had never attempted such a feat before. The crystal was my sole recourse should something go awry with the remainder of my soul. In hindsight, to cling to it was a mistake born of doubt. Athena must have anticipated that I would resort to such measures and prepared a vessel beforehand that would accept the dregs of my soul. Hephaestus doubtless believed he was performing his duty as a husband and father should, yet in truth he was but a puppet being pulled to and fro by Athena's desires. His goal was not to raise himself high, he thought only of seeing his dear Athena alive again, that she might finish what she began. Yet for all that, he and I were alike, yet shared a fatal flaw, you see. Our need for control blinded us to other perspectives. While I was enthralled to Hephaestus, you called out to me. What say you now? Does La Habrea speak true? I know he's asking me a question. What does your heart tell you? I just want to know one thing. Did you truly believe that hiding the truth was best for me, even knowing how I felt about my mother? I mean, it kind of does, because if somebody's as attached to somebody as he was, then like that kind of truth really, it's like tossing up a coin, right? You don't know if they're going to be able to accept it or if they're going to spiral out of like into insanity, basically. The La Habrea I know had a fatal flaw, after all. I'm still not convinced. I've said all that I can say. Now it is for you to choose to believe me or not. The La Habrea I know holds duty above all else. I would sooner prostrate myself than before an erupting volcano and place my fickle emotions in his path. When you return to the surface, you'll doubtless don that mask once more. So before we climb out of this forsaken pit, I suppose I should say, thank you, Hephaestus. Standing on something. Oh. I almost thought for a second something was gonna happen. I was like, he's standing on like a mark. Cedric key again. Drink too much pop. I'll be right back. I'm back. From this moment forward, I pledge that my heart shall not lead me astray. I've heard enough. There's no more I would yet discuss, but we should first return to Pandemonium's gates. I'll gather my thoughts on the way. We have regained complete control of the facility, but it shall take some time yet until things are in working order again. Athena viewed Erichthonios as the ideal test subject. Hephaestus' research must have been very nearly complete to seek him out like he did. I owe you an apology. It was due to my own experience that Hephaestus was so easily able to take hold of my mind. I also owe you thanks. If you and Themis hadn't chosen to brave the chaos occurring in Pandemonium, then I would have never known La Habrea's story, my father's story. 'Twas a tale I too was fascinated to hear. I very much look forward to speaking with Azem upon my return. Not hope, but wonder how much of this she foresaw. Yeah, so like, I'm actually like, I don't like the idea of your character being Azem. I really don't. So I do really want to see, I want to meet this Azem person, because the name gets thrown around a lot, especially in Endwalker. So I don't really understand why, like, I don't care about La Habrea. I really don't. I would much rather had this been about a lot of different characters. Like, I would have rather it's been about this Azem person. I would like to finally have met them. I would have liked something with more with the Scions, because we're doing the 6.2 is with the Scions with Stola and Estinian. But like Alice and Alphano, they're doing stuff, right? They're doing stuff in Garlemald that can be explored. Thancred and Urianger J are doing stuff wherever I actually forget where they're at. Graha, Tia, and Kryl are doing things, and like I would much rather be with any of those characters than what I'm doing right now. Like that's one of the things about, like, when I say that I like Eden, it's not so much like the story itself was okay. I liked it, but it wasn't like the best story I had ever seen, right? What made me like it is that it was with Reen, Thancred, and Urianger J. They're characters that are close to your character, and like you're doing a little side adventure with them. That's what I liked about it. This one, I don't care about any of the Amarotians, to be completely honest. Like, I didn't really care too much about Elpis. Like I said earlier, the only thing I liked about Elpis was Median, and I did like Hythlodaeus. Hythlodaeus, the dude with the pink hair, I did like him, and of course I liked Vina, but but like, yeah, that just, I don't know. I'm afraid that I cannot allow that, Elidibus. So long as you retain control of Pandemonium, there is work to be done. But of course, I shall first free the remaining warders and restore this place to its former glory. Using the facilities in Tartaros, we should be able to reverse the changes made to their bodies and minds. I shall stay behind to oversee the process. Wait, what? That is well, but I must yet learn why I was considered the key to Hephaestus' experiments, and how he intended to revive Athena. Why are you still thinking about that? Such questions are best left unanswered. In fact, I forbid the pursuit of that knowledge. The boundary between man and creation shall never again be crossed. And I intend to destroy the crystal containing Hephaestus' essence, but this mistake never again repeats. I see no reason to gainsay your judgment. There is yet the matter of your crystal, however. Truth be told, I had not considered its origin until I saw the one containing Hephaestus' ether. I was struck by how wholly different they were. There is another? He kind of reminds me of Urianger, to be honest. While imbuing a crystal with memories is a simple process, storing a message, a warning even, would be something altogether more complex. This also means that someone besides the present company and Azem was aware of the plot unfolding within Pandemonium. Then why would they not make themselves known, even now? No threats remain. Perhaps it was one of the other warders. We shall question them after they are freed. That task may take some time, a resource I'd rather not steal more of from you. Return at your leisure, and we will share our results then. You've done more than enough for the time being. I am of the same mind. Leave the loose ends to us and continue upon your journey, or if you are so inclined, take a much-needed repose. This talk of journeys smacks of Azem. As well it should. She has pledged to keep moving until she has seen every corner of the world. If you do find yourself with a spare moment, you might bring that crystal of yours to La Habrea. He may be able to offer further insight. Till then, my friend. Oh, we're gonna have to go to Charlayan. I look forward to you returning with the crystal, but worry not. I shall try my best, try my level best to stave off loneliness while you are gone. Crystal that hangs from Erechthonios' waist was a gift from me, made in the hopes that it would spark growth in his aptitude for magic. It is plain he no longer requires it, but I see no reason why he cannot wear it for a while longer. Wait, where am I at? That's that thing. So I think I'm done with this portion. Okay, so I do mostly have my ninja skills back. I just have to remember to use my keyboard for 1, 2, 3 for my jutsus instead of using my mouse, but I'm going to try to clean this out. Means I'm gonna have to take apart my mouse most likely. Poria, you know what? Let's just teleport straight there. I don't want to go to Old Charlayan and then go to Labyrinthos and then teleport to Aporia just to finish these. Oh, that's right, that one idiot is like searching for something, right? Why, if it isn't Haruhi? Excuse me if I'm not my usual chipper self, but we have not been without our difficulties in your absence. You see, communication with the airship Professor Claudian commissioned for his search was lost some time ago, and now we have quite lost track of where he might be. And to make matters worse, Namgiji has sent word of an unusually large amount of energy coming from somewhere within the ethereal sea. I was just on my way to the Etioscope, in fact. Please, you must come with me. I love when they just take you with them. Wait, they're inside of the Etioscope? Wait, Pandemonium's in here? Well, that's interesting. What is that? Is it real? Why is it that whenever danger visits the world, you are never far behind? Oh no, who's talking? Oh, Fortuno. Okay, I actually like this development. And you two, Professor Claudian's assistants, I take it? As you arrived before me, I take it you are involved in this. I would thank you to furnish me with an explanation. Wait, does he know that I can go to Elpis? That your character can go to Elpis? That's something... like... how to explain this? So when I was playing Bozja, when I was doing Bozja stuff, you get these reports or whatever of characters, and they have pretty elaborate stories, even for characters that you only meet on the battlefield. So I would very much like to know, like in some written form someplace, just how much people like Fortuno know about what happened. While the research summary you submitted to the forum gave us no cause for concern, these details are alarming. The professor's last message indicated he was on his way to Aziz's Law, but we know not whether he ever reached his destination. A rash endeavor, even for Claudian, but he has ever allowed the thrill of discovery to cloud his better judgment. We have no recourse but to entreat Ishgard's aid in searching for him. As for that unsightly fortress which materialized in the ethereal sea, Pandemonium was it, cannot be left alone. For the time being, information regarding this matter must be strictly controlled so as to minimize panic. We will gather those with knowledge of the ethereal sea and continue monitoring it for further irregularities. You two, submit a detailed report to the forum at once. At present, we have far more questions than answers. Nevertheless, I would ask for your assistance at such a time that our investigation has concluded. Very good. Now if you will excuse me, I must apprise the forum of what has occurred here. So they get an explanation from him, and they get a detailed report from these two knuckleheads. Okay, so that's probably the end of it right there. Just when we need him the most, Professor Claudian remains unaccounted for. He even brought the crystal with him. We are left with scarce few straws to grasp at. While I am but a lowly assistant, even I can see that our two current problems are likely related. The same party or phenomenon may be responsible for both. Conversely, I see now that my unexperienced imagination failed to do Pandemonium's pitiless spires justice. I can only wonder, if the facility itself traversed the ages, did the creations within do the same? What of the keywords? But answers to these questions shall come in time, I am sure. For now, I must do as Master Fortuno asked and write that report. As for you, pray get what rest your responsibilities will allow. When next we call upon you, I wager we shall need you in prime condition. I wanted spell speed. Quick tongue. Nope, no savage, no extreme for me. I don't even want like it to be. Was this person always here? I can get those. Summoner. Oh, that's kind of. And limbo. Everything is such a hodgepodge. That's why I don't like the loot system right now. I don't know what could make it better, but like I don't know. I really don't know. Like, cause I don't like that you only get one of these. You get one thing per per raid, right? There's four of them. You only get one per raid per week, right? I don't like that. I really don't like that. I don't know how you can make it better. I don't know how you can make it better. How could you make that better? Oops. I feel like you don't want people to get a full set of whatever the gear is. You don't want people to get that full set on day one, right? But I do think like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's 9 pieces that you can get from there. I feel like instead of getting only these, you can you finish. It's only 4 of them too. So like you finish this one, you get the hat and the gloves of something of any job, right? And then that one you get maybe like, I don't know, the pants and the body piece. And then the third one would be the last 1 or 2 or whatever. I feel like the first one I would like to just, you know, pick your job. You get the hat, you get the headpiece, the gloves, and the boots for that one. And then this one will give you the body piece, this one will give you the legs, and then maybe the last one will just give you all of the 4 accessories. But then the trick, because the way it's done now, it's set up so that you want to do it like once a week, right? So I feel like the trick would be you get those so you can level, you get that gear for 1 job or 3 jobs, because for a role, I guess it would be called 1 job for the role, or the gear for the role. And then like maybe have them tied to these, so like the hat, like whatever you get from the 5th circle, you have to do that once a week, or else like they lose their power, right? So like link them to these so that you have to do these once a week for, I don't know, a set amount of time. Because like I don't know, right now having to roll on it just really I really don't like that. Like I'm playing a gacha. All right, so got about 20 minutes left. Go to Reds at Han. I wonder if you ever make it so you don't have that summoning sickness. Where's that Han? So another thing I wanted to do before ending stream today is I wanted to go and there's a side quest that opens for this new patch. This one, Shadowed Pasts. Could do that. This one. I never even saw that thing over there. What? Oh, you saw that at the end of the cutscene. Oh, the picture on this Shadowed Pasts quest that opens finish 6.2 MSQ is what you see on, I think, that last, let's see. I remember seeing it like scooch along. Couldn't have appeared at a better time. You see, while out patrolling the city, I chanced to sight a void scent. I immediately chased it down with the intent of eliminating it, but something about it struck me as odd. For one, it made no move to defend itself, but simply sat there, jiggling. Which is why, against my better judgment, I decided to capture it instead. Having traveled to the void, I dare say you have considerable knowledge of its denizens. If you have a moment, might I trouble you for your opinion on the creature's unusual behavior? Okay. I'm truly grateful. Now, if you would follow me, the creature is being held in the Hall of the Radiant Host. I was told that this quest is about 30-ish minutes long, so I might try to read the lines a little bit faster just so I can get through it a bit quickly. But I really only have about 18 minutes, 17 minutes. Interesting. I've never been over here on this side before. It's making me think of the stupid, the great worm of Ronka. Free. Yeah, this is making me think of this quest that I did way back in Shadowbringers. Here it is. Surprisingly docile, even when I captured it. There have been no reports of attacks prior to that. Even so, it's the nature of Voidsent to prey on people for their ether. Perhaps it bides its time, waiting to carry out some manner of scheme. You! I remember you. Yes, you were at Troya. Please, you must help me. What do you need help with? Oh, you do understand me. I understand the mortal tongue well enough, but I don't have a mouth to produce the sound. It's also making me think of the thing in Labyrinthos with the little mini troll. But I don't have a mouth to produce the sounds. It's been a struggle to convey my thoughts. But not anymore. You can help me. Yes, you can. You can converse with the Voidsent? Amazing. Could you ask it why it came here? Why do I have to ask what he wants to know? The thing says that it can understand us, it just can't talk back to us because it doesn't have a mouth. So you could ask, why are you here? And then it could tell me, then I can translate it, right? Or I can tell your character. When you and yours stormed the castle, I was caught up in the fighting and died. In time, I returned, but I tire of fighting. So I fled, using the gate to your world. Having just been reborn, however, my essence hadn't fully bound together yet, and so when I emerged from the gate, it was as several sundered selves. Frightened and confused, they scattered. Following their trail led me here, my diminutive size allowing me to remain largely unseen. But by the same token, I can do little more than sneak about. Each of us was weak and powerless. That's why we consumed one another in the first place. Together we were strong. I want you to help me find all of me, so that I can be whole again. What did you intend to do in this world? I don't like that whole bargain thing. It kind of annoys me. Why, live here, of course. I've always wanted to. We still remember the past, you see. Still remember when we were mortals. We long to have that life again, but we need your help. Starting by reuniting us, we won't try to devour anyone even when we're whole, I swear. You wish to learn more about the Void, yes? There is much we can teach you about those who rule its domains, about their past. Find the others and they'll tell you all they know. No eating, no tricks. Have a bargain? So it crossed over to our world to escape conflict, and now searches for the rest of itself? I understand Voidsent are quite reliable when it comes to fulfilling a pact, and I dare say having one as an ally would benefit our research into their world. Very well, if you would be so kind as to search for its kin, I will consult my superiors on how best to deal with them. By that, I take it we have a bargain. Good, good. I sense 4 others close by. When you find them, you need only point them in this direction. Once they sense my presence, I can guide them the rest of the way. That's pretty helpful, actually. It's also making me think of both the great Worm of Ronka. That's what it was called, right? Great Serpent. And that mini troll in Labyrinthos. I don't think that's how you spell Labyrinthos. What's that? I asked you to search for me in exchange for knowledge about powerful void scent. I was still wanting to see this and that, but I suppose a deal is a deal. Oh, it's watching people? Those men over there, soldiers, are they not? We used to have soldiers in our worlds too. There were lots of them during the Contra Memoria. Ah, back from the Weaver's warding, are you? I hear you fought well against the void scent that slipped through. Come now, I merely did my duty. Haven't we all sworn to protect our nation no matter the cost? Protect our nation? How familiar those words. Where was it that I heard them? Ah yes, it was the early days of the Contra Memoria. The enemy had conjured a terrible eidolon that laid siege to a fortress. The garrison was made up of ordinary soldiers, men and women with no remarkable abilities, but led by their valiant commander, they fought bravely and desperately. They had to last until the Memoria arrived. The commander told them, needed to hold out no matter the cost. The Memoria did eventually arrive, but not soon enough for the soldiers. Interesting. Wait, am I gonna get like an actual flashback? Having struck down the eidolon, the Memoria and his servant searched the castle for survivors. They found only the dead. But just when they had given up all hope, a faint groaning reached their ears. They rushed over to the sound and cleared away debris. To find a lone survivor, the garrison commander. Instead of joy, however, the sight of the man filled them with anger. Your soldiers are slaughtered to a man, yet there's barely a scratch on you. What's the meaning of this? The eidolon was savage but mindless. It was a simple thing to hide myself beneath fallen debris. Oh wow. Hide? As commander, you had a duty to your men. You were supposed to put their lives before your own. Spare me. My duty was to ensure the fortress stood, and it did. Besides, my death would have achieved nothing. Honor be damned. No, I'm sworn to protect our nation, and to do that I must live. It isn't my fate to fall here. Isn't your fate, you say? I mean, yeah, he's a coward. But he's also not wrong. Like the commanders are supposed to survive. Like it's their job to, you know, send people to die, not to die themselves. But that doesn't mean that you hide underneath the debris, right? Merely unconscious. Come, let us bury the soldiers, the commander with them. Fate shall decide what becomes of him, whether he lives or dies. Very well, my lord. Funeral rites were later held for the fallen, but solemn tears quickly gave way to horrified screams as a body emerged from the earth. The commander. I can't die, I must live, the man is said to have declared. The people thought him a demon, a disheveled horror, muttering curses as he wandered off to regions unknown. Scarmeleon, they called him. Oh, that's right. So you're probably going to get 2 stories. That makes sense. It makes sense that that person was a coward, and then the one that you fought, like, they just summoned minions to die for them. We thought we buried him deep, but a mortal's desire to live is not to be underestimated. You're immortal, so I expect you understand that desire. I hope that it's just that one and the wind lady that we fought. I don't really want to know about the other 2. Oh, and a question. Is it only going to show the stories of the 2 you fought, or those and the 2 you have yet to meet? If it's the latter, I might stop in the middle. Yeah, I kind of don't want to know about the other 2 that you haven't met yet. So this is where mortals consume ether. Dreading loneliness more than hunger, how very like me. If you don't mind though, I'd like to observe the mortals a while longer. The food here is simply sublime. Why, I feel stronger with every bite. If the Murga themselves were granting me their blessing. The food is tasty, that's true enough, but no food is so sublime as to be a substitute for proper training, my friend. Stronger with every bite, every feed. For my part of the bargain, I will tell you about how Voidsent becomes strong. Simply put, it depends on the quality and quantity of ether we harbor. When the world was consumed by darkness, the heroes known as Memoriates arose as powerful Voidsent. In contrast, the vast majority of mortals, powerless and unremarkable as they were, became ordinary Voidsent, like me. There were exceptions, of course, but one in particular I'll never forget. These things are making me think of that one thing from Fullmetal Alchemist. I forget what it's called. Scarmillion. Never had I seen a Voidsent so craven. Even when pushed to the brink of starvation, he would prey only on those weaker than himself. He subsisted on scant leavings and lived in constant fear and hunger. In the face of danger, a Voidsent stronger than himself, fleeing was the only option. But a day came when he found his way barred. How pitiful. Such overwhelming ether. Who is this? You fled instead of facing your foe? Why? Why? I'm too weak. Why else? I would have been devoured. So had you enough strength, you would have stood your ground. Very well then. I'm curious to know who that person is. What's happening? Yes, I feel it. The power swelling within me. Lo, your foe returns. What have you done to me? I granted you but a sliver of ether. 'Twas the power you already possessed that you defeated your foe. I possessed such power? Fear had clouded your eyes, blinded you to the strength you had attained feeding on the weak. If you would free yourself from fear, then join me. You shall have a greater cause for to live for and know true power. Curious how, in a world without death, the fear of it could be the key to great strength. The knight recognized this, recognized the void sense potential, and thus did he take him into his service. This is interesting. Determined as he is to live, it wouldn't surprise me if he were still somewhere out there. He'd be even more powerful now, I expect, from all the devouring he would have done since. Unlike your world, eating actually makes you stronger in ours. Well, I must be going now. The others are waiting. I remember seeing that in the cutscene. I remember seeing the thing like slither away. I thought it was funny. I was like, why is that there? Bum, ba-dum. My other self grows lonely, you say? My apologies, it was my intent to seek out the others, but I was distracted by the bickering pair of mortals yonder. My goodness, but there's been some colorful language. Hell's with your father. You shouldn't need his permission just to leave the house. Please mind your language. What would father say if he were to hear you? So he's father this, father that with you. Sick of it. You're your own woman now. Or if, oh no, she appears to be quite well bred. I just hope she's happier than a girl I knew long ago. I didn't like that dude. I didn't like that dude at all. Like, that's if you care about your family, right? Like the way that the girl does, and the other person does not, that's not a relationship that's gonna work. That girl was born into a family of thugs who suddenly found themselves nobility. Really pretty. She was raised as a noblewoman and had servants tending to her every need, but in the end, she was merely a beautiful bird kept in a gilded cage. Wanting her to be a proper lady, her parents presided over all aspects of her life. They decided everything for her, telling her what to say and do. Chafing from the fetters of her restrictive life, she solicited her handmaiden's aid and stole outside the manor, where she enjoyed a moment of bliss unbeknownst to her parents, or so she thought. It's not long before her father dragged her back to her room, barring the door and windows, denying her even the simple pleasure of an afternoon breeze. The bird in a cage may chirp freely, but she wasn't even suffered to give voice to her desires. But she wouldn't be deterred. Having once tasted sweet freedom, she yearned for more, and one day she succeeded in sneaking out of the manor a second time. You're late. I was beginning to think you wouldn't come. You're expecting your friends. I'm afraid they're not coming. What do you mean they're not coming? I had known that some miscreants were cavorting in these parts, but to think that they'd dare try to consort with my daughter, well, you needn't worry about them anymore. They're food for the wow, okay. I mean, that's not surprising he did that. You will not leave your chambers save with my permission, nor will you disobey me again. If you do so, there will be severe consequences. Am I understood? I said, am I understood? Oh shit. An axe. That is quite a lot. That is quite a lot for Final Fantasy 14. I think it could be so exhilarating to speak my mind, to do as I please. No more living in a cage. From this moment on, I'm free. Free as the wind. The young woman struck out on her own, and in her travels discovered her true calling. Not in the halls of lords and ladies, but on the battlefield. She became a force of nature, famed for her striking beauty which belied a terrible savagery. And with this new life, she also claimed a new name, Barbarica. Interesting. I already liked Barbarica, and I only saw one portion, but I like her even more now. Instead, she found her freedom, and did she also find happiness, I wonder? Suppose I'll never know, nor does it matter, for the world that once was is no more. But oh goodness me, I had better rejoin the others. Oh, that actually makes me kind of sad. I kind of want my character to punch this idiot, to be honest. Like, I don't think that the girl is really being right and just doing whatever, like doing only what her dad tells her. But the dude is out of line. I'm to return to the others? Bah, they should come here. Would you look at this beautiful boundless sky? Mortals take to the air from here, do they not? Would that I had wings to soar among the clouds myself. But we Voidsent are not wont to roam, you see. The mightiest among us carve out domains, while the rest labor to stay in their good graces. Now, the master of a domain seldom ventures outside, for it is one's territory that one is strongest. For some, however, such confinement proved trying, as was the case for a certain Voidsent I knew. I speak of the free-spirited terror Barbarica. When she first established her domain, she whiled away the days waiting for her minions to bring her prey. The ether amassed from these offerings were devoted to the singular pleasure of carrying for her silky flowing locks, but the resources of her domain were not without their limits. It was only when none remained to oppose her that she realized she was a prisoner in her own domain, and unless she broke free, she would inevitably wither away alone. Ooh. Not knowing what to do, she had fallen into the depths of despair. When the hand of salvation came to pull her out, at this rate, my precious hair will frizzle and fray, had I only the strength to leave my domain. If strength is your desire, that is easily granted. Who are you? What will you do with it? What is it you desire? You would move your very domain? Impressive. Most impressive. That I can do such a thing. What have you done to me? I granted you ether, nothing more. It was your will that made it possible. Even so, no matter where you should go, there is naught but darkness. What could your destination possibly be? Destination? I have no need of such. I wish but to be free, like the wind. In a world that has met its end, rare indeed is the soul who desires freedom so ardently that she could will her very domain to move. Recognizing the quality, the knight would grant her more power and a place of command in his mighty army. Story worthy of our bargain, I trust. I might have had more to tell had I not fallen off her domain. If he seems you mortals also have a fondness for flying, I'd certainly like to try riding one of those airships of yours. I'm really liking that the Voidsent are beings. They're like people, basically. Perhaps another time. My other selves will be a blubbering mess if I don't hurry and rejoin them. And I'm actually really liking that. Like, I still remember seeing it on the final cutscene and how hilarious I thought it was. The Voidsent are all present and accounted for. So long as they remain here, we needn't worry about panic among the townsfolk. Thank you so much for finding me. I hope the knowledge I had to share was worthy of our agreement. More than worthy, I'd say. They told me of Scarmullion and Barbaricia. I like saying Barbaricia instead of Barbarica for some reason. My other selves lived quite disparate lives, both as mortals and Voidsent, though I suppose it is rather fortuitous that they crossed paths with such powerful Voidsent. But more importantly, what they could offer was worthy of our bargain. For that, I am glad. They kind of make me think of the Numo, how like everything has to be a trade. All that remains now is for us to rejoin and become whole again. Huh? Is this not all of me? There can be no other explanation. There's still more of me lost out there somewhere. But I don't sense them. Where could they have gone? You mean there's more of them wandering about? By the sisters. At the very least, if what you say is true, they pose no threat to the people. Until the others can be found, we will keep these 5 under our care. Should I sense the others nearby, I hope we can count on you to find them too. I almost thought that we were gonna have like a half form. Interesting. So I never would have noticed that quest. I was told about it. So I kind of want to come in here and I want to like do these side quests so that if anything like that ever pops up again, I know about it without having to ask some, like, to be told about it. But that is the end of stream. I have to do Tataru's adventure tomorrow. I don't know where that's at exactly, but we'll try to find that out. So for Island Sanctuary, I need to go do more gathering. I'm also not complete. Oh, yes, I do have one more thing I want to do before end of stream. But yeah, so that should be the plans for tomorrow. Is to just do Tataru's quest, I guess. That is pretty much it. Something here was supposed to be done at 1, wasn't it? But what was it? Oh, it was these things. Okay. So the granary makes food stuff, I assume. I like how it looks. The granary has been constructed. Speak with the excitable explorer near the cozy cabin to dispatch. Oh, foraging for you. Oh, I'm gonna like that. This one's done. I'm curious to see what else these buildings can do when you're what else these buildings can do, because I'm not sure how I feel about all you can really do is go to the one mammoth and like put in orders or whatever. Like it doesn't bother me. It's just I kind of want to interact with the buildings. What about this one? NPM. So this one I'll probably look at this at the start of stream tomorrow, because by 10 o'clock I might be asleep. But I need island. I need more logs. Use a lot of logs. Next return 1 a.m. 8:26, is that basically 12 hours from now? Okay. The workshop, I think, is still building stuff. Yeah. So that's it. I might not completely end right now, not stream. I'm gonna end stream, but I might go over here and go gather some stuff. We'll see about that. But tomorrow should be Tataru's brand new adventure or whatever it's called. and I'll be working on that along with any island sanctuary stuff I might have. But I don't think Tataru's quest is going to take that long. So tomorrow I might do expert and level 90 dungeons on stream just to do them. I don't really need to do any of these. Maybe someday. See, if I had like a lot of viewers, I'd be like, hey, does anybody need to do this fourth circle to get these unsung blade of Asphodelos to get some radiant weapons? But alas, can't do that. Anyways, I'm out of here. That's the plan for tomorrow. That's Friday. Saturday, I might be done with Final Fantasy 14, the newest patch on Saturday. So that's that, and I'm out of here. Thanks for watching. I didn't get any views today, I think. But whatever. I'm out of here. Thanks again, and laters.